Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, including the stuff from Lost Origin, make sure you check out the Potown store. You can get a 5% discount on your orders using that code OmniPoke. And for today's video, we're going to be looking at the poster boy of Lost Origin, revisiting Giratina VSTAR, still a very impressive card in our format, of course. This VSTAR just has huge damage output potential with the combination of Lost Impact, with Psychic, Grass, and Colorless. You deal 280, and you put 2 of those energy into the Lost Zone. It can either be on the Tina or anywhere else on your board. And we also have that Star Requiem V-Star power. Once you get 10 in the Lost Zone, you can just knock out your opponent's active, no matter their hit points. Very, very dangerous V-Star power. And I think Giratina's in an interesting spot in the metagame. Feels that little bit sort of unfavored against Lost Box, but the good news is people are out there trying to counter Lost Box right now by having healing cards and tanky archetypes that sort of hits that lower damage output archetype, whereas Giratina really loves to see those matchups, really enjoys seeing Arc Gudra, really enjoys seeing Blissey Miltank. Giratina laughs in the face of them, really, because your output is just so incredible. So we are playing this 2-3 line of Tina. It still feels very well rounded in the format. The reason we play a 2-3 line is because I don't play Ultra Ball in the deck, so I don't have any search options for the V-Star. So we want that third copy just to see it more often in Colress's and through Marnie's and whatnot, so we naturally have access to it because we have a ton of ball search for the regular V. 2-3 line is a strange thing to see, just intuitively, but it does make sense when you are playing a Lost Zone engine. We then have the Comfeys, of course. Selecting is going to be huge for us, fueling that Lost Zone. We are playing Cram, we're playing Gates, and we have, of course, the 10 for the Sableye and the Giratina. So we will be selecting throughout the game, making sure that we fill that Lost Zone up, which is obviously very important. And then we do have this one prize attacking suite. Like I said, we can convert into a one prize deck when need be. So we do have a couple Crams in here. They can get hitting early with that Spit Innocently with just 4 required in our Lost Zone to ignore the attack cost here. Which is really helpful, getting through one prize Pokemon, which is really nice. Giratina never likes going through little dinky one prizes. It's much easier for Cram to do so. And also Cram can do some interesting stuff alongside Snorlax, which we play in the list, to actually 2-hit KO V-Stars as well without requiring Giratina to be active. So you can go Spit Innocently into a Thumping Snore to hit that 290, which is really nice. And that leads us into Snorlax very well. It can put a shift into some 2-prize matchups. That Thumping Snore can be a strong option at dealing with Luminions, Crobats, and 2-hit KOing alongside Cramorant onto 2-prize Pokemon, but also puts a big shift in fellow 1-prize matchups because that Unfazed Fat means we're not worried about Sableye sprinkling on this card and it has too many hit points for a Cramorant to deal with, so it can be a nice swing card in the Lost Box matchup. So definitely a crucial one to keep your eye on there. We also have the Sableye with that Lost Mine, very, very strong card effect. It means we get away with just playing 2 Boss quite happily because we also have the Sableye as that fallback to sprinkle on. Again, lower hit point Pokemon, finish them off, put things in range of all of our attacks as well. Just very versatile, strong card to have here. And we do have Recycle with the rods on these lower Pokemon counts as well, so don't feel too bad about it. One other big benefit of playing Giratina with Mirage Gate is that we get to make full advantage of Radiant Greninja as well. Concealed cards is obviously big for helping us cycle through the game, but also this Moonlight Shuriken is an option that we play with our 3 Water Energy and Mirage Gate. You can actually get there by gating Water plus other, and then turn attaching a Water to get that Shuriken off in 1 turn, which is really awesome. Can keep lots of benches in check with Sobbles and Comfeys and whatnot. Can force Manaphy's down as well. Just make their board that little bit more awkward. So that's all good there. The only other Pokemon we have is a Drapion V. That Wild Style really does put a shift in against the Mew matchup where really we're trying to do 1 Star Requiem through a VMAX and 1 Drapion through a VMAX, and that's more or less our prize map. It shouldn't be too difficult to get there. We still need to do a ton of Colressing and Flower Selecting and fueling that Lost Zone, and we probably need to put double Tina down in the matchup all in one go, but I think you can more or less get away with that. And the Drapion definitely helps. I think without Drapion, you could consider something like Choice Belt. I was thinking of Expert Belt. Choice Belt. It's been a long time since Expert Belt's been in format, but yeah, that could be another way that you could hit the 310 into the Requiem, but regardless, they play Oricorio, so it would make you play weirdly no matter what. So yeah, I think Drapion is kind of worth the space right now. If you want to make the cut, you certainly can. It could be a second Capture Energy. It could be something like a Roxanne coming into the list. That would definitely be reasonable. Or Luminion as well. I'm trying to really cosplay as a 1-prize deck in a lot of matchups. That's why you're not seeing the fish come into this list. I do really like just having the Tinas in certain matchups and cherry picking those times to use it. Onto the trainer cards. Again, the ball search is really strange. We're heavy into the VIP pass just because it's so good to get multiple Comfeys going, get Radiant Greninja down early as well. Really just to maximize the flower selecting. We do play a couple quick balls in here as well. Obviously very good for cherry picking when we go double Tina at the same time, or getting when we're using Ordinary Rod, recycling things like Sableye or Snorlax when need be. Obviously a good deal for us here. But like I said with Ultra Ball earlier, it's just a difficult card to play in the deck. So we're just having a couple copies in here. We're pretty high on the switch counts. We have the 4 net, the 3 switch, and the 3 rope. Of course, because we play Tina, the V-Star, we're not playing switch carts in here. So we are just sticking with regular switches. Rope's obviously handy at still getting around Empoleons, which are still around here and there. Even though Tord's deck is very popular, there's still reason to play Empoleon just to get through Miltank and whatnot. So we are still high on those rope counts. We have the Lost Vacuum in here. Could be a Stadium Bounce so that we can have abilities back for our Radiant Greninja, which is nice, but also it's good at getting rid of Parasols, Big Charms, that sort of thing to sort of keep your Tina out of one-hit hero range. The Lost Vacuum can really help out in that instance. Training Court obviously very helpful, definitely makes the Greninja more usable as an attacking presence, but also just to concealed cards that little bit more, which is really nice. We have the Mirage Gates, which is the big acceleration that the deck plays. I've already mentioned it a few times. This is how we get to use our Giratina over and over again, Snorlax and Radiant Greninja as well. So keeping track of these is always important. The supporter line, I've sort of copy-pasted what Tord went for with the 4 Chorus, the 2 Marnie, just so that we have a decent number of like reasonable supporters we can play in those opening stages, rather than having like Roxanne and Thornton, which are situationally very, very strong cards, but that's the catch, right? They're situational to get them working. So we're having the more sort of stable, it's not really a 10 out of 10, but Marnie's going to be a good card to see in the opening turns, and is still going to be sometimes effective against the opponents. We have a couple of boss in here as well. We get away with just 2 copies because we have the Sableye that can also chip in for dealing with bench stuff. Then we have the Air Balloon, also a little cheeky capture energy, just an extra energy to mess around with Greninja if we need to. Extra outs to early Comfeys is always a good thing, and it can be attached onto your Tinas quite happily as well. It can even be used to pay retreat out Comfeys and whatnot, so no real downside to that. If there were cards that I'd think about coming into the list or things that are kind of popular right now, definitely Crobat and Luminion are relatively popular in the deck. I still like playing as a 1-prize deck in a lot of situations and having that 1-prize board state, and then when I feel the time's right, trying to go double Tina at the same time, so even if they gust one, you have another one ready to go. Or if you think it's a good matchup for Tina, that's when you go just putting 2 down in the early stages or whatnot. So I don't really like the fish bat sort of plays. If I was going to play Luminion, I'd definitely think about adding in that Ultra Ball. And I'd definitely think about like Roxanne and whatnot, because it's a lot less random when you have a Luminion that can go ahead and get it out of the deck. You could think about Manaphy as well. Right now, we don't have any sort of bench protection, so you do have to be very careful with your nets and not going too crazy selecting against like Palkia players and whatnot. Outside of that, Twin Energy is something I've experimented with, and double Snorlax. I know Pram played double Lax, double Twin at Peoria. I think it was top 32 finish. Pretty reasonable, to be fair, and I do really like Snorlax right now, so I could see some Snorlax action coming into the list as well with the Twin Energies. They can also be used to pay for your Giratina attack as well, the Lost Abyss, when need be. If, of course, the Twin is attached to not Giratina, it pays for the 2 of them, which is really cool, similar to the DTE synergy. But regardless, that's the list that we're rocking with right now. I do still feel Tina has a ton of merit, so let's get some games in and see how it goes. It's certainly a headache of a deck, but we're up for the challenge. We are going first here. I have the 1 retreat Cram. I could go capture retreats Comfey. I could go capture Greninja, C2 cards as well as an option. So let's lead the Cram here. And I see a Sobble start. Let's go for Greninja, I think, first. Now that I've picked up the net, I think that makes the most sense. We have all 4 Comfeys. We have all of our Pokemon, actually. We've prized a V-Star, that's fine. Prized a Rod as well, have to be aware of that. All of our supporters are here. Prized a Grass, that's okay. Alright, let's start with some concealed cards. Okay, really not ideal. Don't want to do anything else here. Benching Giratina doesn't make much sense when I have no way of getting anywhere near close to attacking with it, so I think we just pass here. Pretty bad starts. Mirage Gate does feel like a B-string at times. It obviously plays very differently to B-string, but when it's in your opening hand, it feels like the same card. It's too important to get rid of, but it's not doing anything for a while. We do get Marnie, though, which we'll take, I guess. That was the upside of not doing anything like Balloon or Tina. Makes them possibly Marnie us that little bit more. Ice Rider. Okay. Ice Rider's not a name I've heard for a while since Kiram's been around, but here we go. So certainly will be a matchup where we enjoy using Giratina. They're just going to retreat out of their Sobble, the easy prizes, I guess. I'm going to use the pay retreat option early, because we already have Switch and Marnie in hand. I'll take the water and concealed cards here. Obviously, Chorus is the best way to get a hit in. Nice. Okay, let's Chorus. So some easy choices here. Can't really see a reason to keep the Vacuum. Vacuum's really mostly for like big tanky decks that could be playing a Parasol, and they could reasonably be playing one, but I don't think it's that, like, I don't think it's obvious necessarily. I don't mind getting rid of a boss here too badly. So we're at our 4, we have Switch hit. Let's swing an energy on Comfey, I think. Could also put energy on on Greninja, thinking about how quickly I could get to 7 next turn. We're at 4. Pay retreat Comfey. I guess I just put on a Comfey. Makes the most sense. Just bank that retreat option. See how the Marnie treated our opponents. They have a Melanie, okay. Another Calyrex V coming down. Do they have any shady deals to get rolling? Or are they in trouble? It's one of the big perks of pretending to be a one-prize deck for a large majority of the game, is that we can really punish slower starts, just like Lost Box, and here we have done the same. It feels really weird to Marnie them knowing they didn't do anything last turn. I don't hate giving them an energy drop, so I can see 2 cards with Greninja here. Obviously Chorus is like our biggest option. Didn't give us too much help, to be honest. I think now we park an energy on Greninja. And we'll just take the prizes. So the only thing the Training Court gives them is if they find VMAX now, a way to attack. They have a ton of Calyrex. Alright, they have Melanie. We do start to see some shady deals. They're going to keep going with their Drizziles. Another level ball. They really are dancing their Drizz. They could be trying to get out of Sableye range, I imagine. Certainly reasonable. So, as we know, one of the best things about Ice Rider is if they discard their energy, they have to Melanie and they can't boss. They obviously don't have to at the moment, they have to Rider the High King, but at some point, like the size of a Snorlax or something might put them into a weird position. But they have to double discard just to take the one prize. As it stands, they can Rider the High King. Would obviously love to get to 7 here and find a Mirage Gates. Chorus is huge. Ugh, that's pretty gross. I guess I'm allowed to get rid of a grass if I really want a quick ball. Let's... I think I see 2 from this guy now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the gates are open, I just need to find them. No such luck. Take a rope here, gives me one more dip. One more dip. Okay. Haven't played a gate yet, right? Ugh, tough break. I guess I keep boss. We're at 10, so I can Sableye. Really rough that I wasn't able to Greninja though. I think I don't hate benching Tina this turn. Now that there's a Calyrex active. I can only put down 1 Tina at a time anyway, so I think if ever there's a good time to weave, like, we should try and take that opportunity. So we'll go... We'll just do it this way. Alright, we see a quick shooting. Have to be a little bit aware of how many nets we played. We have played 3 in our quest to Sableye. Also see a big deal, so there's a lot they can do here. Could include a boss's orders, of course. Could be some cross switches as well. Don't really know what they're up to. If they're playing like Irida Switcher, if they've gone on to that model or not. Looks like it's Melanie Ultra Ball though. Melanie currently not live. Now it is. Very happy to see Melanie, though. This is so good for us, as long as they don't play cross-switcher. Another quick shooter. There's a Luminion, but they've already supported. Now I'm going to throw a Path into the mix, which does hurt our push potential here to actually find the Requiem win con. Start seeing some pings onto Tina, which is a little weird. I guess they are now in max lance range. But it's going to be a Ride of the High King. Okay. How do we switch out Semi down? I still have 2 switch, 1 net. I can obviously Rod and pay retreat Requiem. That's Chorus. And that should be all she wrote. Let's not mug ourselves off. Let's get some energy back in. Alright, well that's a pretty easy demonstration. Just want to make sure we don't mess up. Of how we can just get through VMAX Pokemon. Just like that. Alright. I feel like with their big deal, they shouldn't have gone for the Melanie route. They probably should have just gusted Tina and dealt with it. Probably. I guess the Sableye is doing bits still against them, though. With the 3 damage counters put on the other Inteleon, I can just take another 1 prize KO that turn, get rid of Quick Shooter, so they couldn't even do threatening, like, target Comfey stuff. Let's get going first again. We do have ways into Comfey, which is nice. Not necessarily the best of hands, though. Oh, it got a lot better real fast. Alright. With so many switch cards, I think I just want to go double Comfey here. We do have our 2-3 line. We have all of our Mons. Prize the gate. Have to be aware of that. Prize 2 Chorus. Prize the water. Gate 2 Chorus water. Okay. Let's start with a Drapion. We'll keep the water because we prized 1, of course. Probably should have done this before the nets, but I'm almost always selecting. Guaranteeing an energy drop, or just get the Tina developed. I think get Tina developed is correct. You see in Arceus, you definitely like using Giratina, right? So strong. I also need to thin my deck like quite aggressively to try and hit these choruses. This is the fresh one, right? Gone rope, net, pickup, put down, yeah. Do I hold it just in case they play random gubbins? Route 2. It's so unlikely that I actually do stuff next turn with so many chorus in the prizes. I think I just pass. Hold the hand. Would have been nice to have banked a turn attachment here, but not something I'm going to stress too much over. Looks like it's some sort of barrel build. It could be an Arctina. It is an Arctina, okay. Lots of V's coming into play. Happy to see that. We've obviously commit 2 of our own early. No Trinity Charge is great news for us. Rope next turn is also going to be very strong, I feel. It's really good here. It's really good here. It's pretty reasonable here as well. If I can weave in Snorlax after the cram hits. Pretty happy with the hold of rope. Gonna see a boss from them. Okay. Trying to slow us down that little bit. Mirage Gate pickup. Alright. Start with the rope. Everything is a little bit awkward for them. They're going to go Bidoof. Okay. Guess I toss the Marnie here and just double V-Star up. So that gets us to 3, so I need to find extra 2 switch outs here, or switch out energy from the Marnie. Still feels like a reasonable Marnie, because they can always just be holding on to Starbirth. Oh, we hit all the switch outs. Let's pick up. That's an easy choice. So we're at 4. I like drawing 2 more. That seems pretty good. I don't think I want to throw away other switch card. I think I just balloon and hit. With Training Court in hand, I'm pretty happy attaching grass. I think I also do this just for Marnie's sake. Alright, let's get the hit in. We are going to see the V-Star come out now. They throw away a couple paths. And they're going to Marnie us. Not necessarily the worst thing. We're only really holding on to switch. No sign of Colorus just yet. But we're both basically getting our big fellas ready to rumble. It's more or less what's happening here. They all go on to 1. That's pretty safe. Okay. Well, that's definitely why you promote this one first. I think we're also going to Greninja first here before anything else. let's select. Oh, geez. I'm thinking the capture's really helpful if I just rod back Cram right now. But then I'm limited to one rod all game. I think I have to do it. Makes hitting boss really good here. Okay, chorus, perfect. I mean, it is getting rid of a gate, but 3, 4, 5. This is 6, so that has to be this. Do I want to... No, okay, let's do this. Alright, so missed gate, unfortunately. Psychic's allowed to go. Snorlax is probably allowed to go. Although it could be a way that I get back into odd. My bobs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's go to 9. Oh, really bad. Really, really bad. We're stuck at 9. It's so sad. So sad. Do I have to just try and select again here? And that's my best play. They're a boss down. Select to hit gate. It's just not viable, is it? I guess I swing with... Oh no, I got rid of Lax, so I don't even swing with Cram now, do I? Benefits of swinging with Cram include, but not limited to, I get to keep a Comfey. No, I think it's pass active. Yeah, let's chill. It's a shame that things didn't come together that turn. The Cram hit would be reasonable if I still had Lax, because we had the 2-hit KO and get them back onto odd prizes. I'm only really scared if a V-Star gets knocked out by them this turn. It requires switch out boss, V-Star. Alright, they just take the 1 prize. It's not the worst for us. I really want to be able to hit... gate now, obviously. If I can gate and boss, it's huge. If not, I just have to Sableye again. Let's draw 2. Three gates in our bottom 8, please. Oh my goodness. I have to Sableye this. This is really getting yucky. Well, hey, they didn't have it last turn. You know? Do I even just boss Crobat here? I think I do. They're all at the bottom. All of our treats. I have to be very cautious because I only have one rod, right? So I can't get too crazy. I probably need to Requiem first. With energy just like split up. I have one grass in the zone, one in play. Oh, retreating into Arceus is so good for me, right? It's the dream. That my Tinas aren't going anywhere. Okay. One of each of those. I have 3 Psychic here. And both Grass here. Okay, so let's not have both Energy at the bottom, both Mirage Gate at the bottom of our deck. Or all 3, I should say. Okay. Not scammed completely. So we go Rod. I only want energy. I only want the psychic variety of energy. We go Gate. We go energy here. Grass here. Do I want to just play some cards out of my hand that I don't want? Probably, right? I guess I could boss this guy. I don't really see a reason to, though, just in case they randomly do stuff. Let's play some of these switches, shall we? Just make sure I'm not getting scuffed by hand disruption here. So they can go Roxanne KO. That's the scariest thing for us. We just have to find our Psychic Energy. Or our other Mirage Gates. We see a big research from them, so no hand disruption means we should be good. I don't even lose to anything random like Radiant Guardian anymore. So I can boss this. But there we go. It's going to be a KO. Let's just grab our Psychic Energy, shall we? Probably what we want to do. And we'll take the KO. So a couple dodgy hits and misses in there, but doing the thing overall. Not the worst, you know, not the worst. Tina's definitely a thinker of a deck. Lots of micromanaging going on, resource managing. Things can certainly go awry, and Also, of course, we're cycling into the deck rather than cherry-picking most of the time. There's no real guarantees in the deck, which can also feel a little bit shaky. I think you can also definitely consider like a Raihan coming into this list as well, especially if you lean into the Snorlax. I could think, if you play double Lax, I could see one Raihan being a good option in this deck as well. But yeah, that's Tina VSTAR. Still very strong, still swinging hard, still doing all the stuff. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in another video tomorrow. Cheers.